Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story here on the Aura Fury server. Thank you for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. You know, I forgot just how pretty this game is. Look at this sunrise coming up above this lake here. It is incredible, I love it. Anyway, we have been out in the middle of the wilderness here. I've just been collecting up resources. Some maple logs here, a few berry bushes to keep us sustained, although it is coming up to winter. It is 6th of December, so it is going to start snowing here pretty quickly, I think. But we are going to head back to base because my inventory is pretty much full now. I have also found a copper node, so we've got our first batch of copper on the server, and I want to go back and grab my pickaxe because I was coming out gathering, and so I didn't feel I needed to bring my pickaxe with me. But now that I've found some copper, I need to get that on the go. So I'm going to make my way back up to base, and you can join me back once we get a little bit closer. And so here we are back at the house. I need to put a few things away in here. So currently I've got a little bit of maple logs in here, but I'm going to use one of these ones out here to store the rest of this, and I'm going to grab the maple out of there and put that into here as well. You can see I've got a load of berry bushes as well, so just getting stuff organised in here a little bit. Add that to that pile. In here we've got 4 spaces. I need to grab my pickaxe as well. Let's see what I want on my bar. Keep the rot in there and those berry bushes. In here we can keep, I'll take these crooks out, put flint in, got some more maple there as well. So yeah, this is just the first initial bit of sorting all of the chests out. And what do you want to place where? How do you want to do it? So yeah, I need to go through and sort a load of these out. Join me back in a second once I've done all of that. And so now we've got everything stocked away. I've picked up a load of stuff in my inventory here, some maple logs and a little bit of hay grass. I haven't got too much at the moment, nowhere near what I need, but we do have some at least, so we can actually start building. I don't have all the maple that I will need for the build, but we can pick some up. I have planted a couple of saplings and I've got one more here as well. So I'm going to head around to the fire clay pit. Oh, actually, do I have? No, I don't. Where is my shovel? I need to grab a shovel as well. So I've got my iron shovel now, and now we can head onwards to the area where we're going to be building. I need to actually think of a name for the settlement we're building up as well. I was saying that I want to build in a kind of late Iron Age fashion with some roundhouses and stuff. That's going to be the starting style, but the builds that I have planned span probably about 600 years of history, because we're starting out in late Iron Age, or Celtic Iron Age, and then we'll be heading into kind of Roman invasion of Britain, and doing some early Roman builds, and then we'll probably end up in Anglo-Saxon, because the neither the Romans nor what's worse? This is new. Hay harvesting courtesy of Nathan Wastrel. Has he gone through here and taken out all the hay? Thank you, Nathan. Thank you very, very much. Right, let's we've got some iron scythes. They are going to be massively useful. I've already got through a copper scythe already. We have our first sign as well. That's very interesting. And now we can grab these. But yeah, these are going to come in really handy. This is actually where I'm going to be building as well. So I do need to clear these out. So I'll grab all of these. I've just seen what that is. Nathan, you crazy, crazy, crazy person. You've gone and done it, haven't you? You've actually gone and done it. Yep. Yep, he has. He's gone and done it. You see, the problem is with this. How are we going to pay him back for this? I mean, really. Oh, you can't put these on your back. Ooh, that's interesting. Wow. So we've got a huge amount of this stuff now. I don't even know how much that is. That's like just like crazy, crazy amounts. So how do I actually put stuff in here? It is right click. Okay. So 2048 and then plus a stack and nearly 2 stacks. Wow. Okay. Where was I actually at? I can't remember what I was talking about then. Yeah, late Iron Age and Roman times don't have windmills. So we've actually got to move into the Anglo-Saxon. I can't believe this. We've actually got to move into the Anglo-Saxon period to be able to actually get a style of building which can facilitate a windmill. So yeah, we are going to have to do that. I need to take down this hill a bit, because if I want to build here, let's just grab a stack of wood. I want to be off the road a little bit. And the first house, I think, is going to be starting here. And then we'll need to take that back there. And so that is 1, 2, 3, and there, there, and there. And then it will be there and there. I'm just trying to plan out exactly where this needs to be. So we need to get rid of all of this. And then we're supposed to him. Okay, so that's going to be the entrance to the building. Yeah, so I need to take down pretty much all of this. I've got some more maple trees growing up here. And just over here, we're going to plant down our maple tree. Just there. And this should be enough space to put what I need in. So yeah, let me dig this out a bit and you can join me back in a minute. Okay, so that's all clear now, and we should have enough space to be able to put this building in. So what I want to do, we've got the entranceway to it here. So we're going to go one there, one there and there. And in a minute I'll turn the camera count back on so you can see just exactly what this shape is going to turn out as. We just realised as well that I still have... where is it? I still have view bobbing turned on. Get rid of that, thank you. Hate that mode. And this is going to be, yeah, our first roundhouse. There is a brilliant website online called Plots, Plotz, plots.co.uk, and that is a website that shows you how to make squircles. And so it's meant really, I suppose, for Minecraft, but can be used in any scenario where you want to build a squircle. And so that is exactly what we want to build here. 4 and 5, we want 2 there and 1 there, and that'll bring it all the way around. And if we change over now to the camera account, you can see exactly what that looks like. And if I come over onto here and just show you from all the angles there. And so this is going to be the first size roundhouse that we start building. This is going to be a fairly small one, I suppose a medium one really, but it is fairly small compared to some of the ones we're going to be building. And this wants to come up by 4. What I want to do is I want to take you through the process of how I'm building these for the first one, maybe the first couple. And then it will allow me to work off camera then, just building up various different builds around the area, and you won't feel left out because you'll know exactly what I'm doing. But it'll be exactly the same as what we're doing here. And so yeah, we just need to come along. It's probably a bit choppy because I've got 2 versions of the game open. And my graphics card isn't quite liking it as much as it used to. Getting a bit old now. And it's been playing up for the last few weeks. So I hope it doesn't break. Really hope it doesn't break. That'll be me needing a brand new graphics card if it does. So this wants to come up to 4 high. And it's going to seem a little bit weird until we get the roof on it. But the roof is going to take quite a while to actually put on. Because it's just completely covered in thatch basically. And then we're going to have to carve out all of this andesite as well. Am I going to have enough for this? Probably not, am I? Have I misjudged how much wood I need for these? It seems like I might have. It's going to be really close. Yeah, we're going to have to swap out all of this andesite underneath for more grass. Yeah, that is all the logs I have at the moment. Just see if I've got any more in here. No, I do not. Okay, I'm going to have to go back around to Nathan's and grab a little bit of wood out of the chests there. I do have a couple more of these maple saplings growing here. It is coming into winter though, so I don't know if we are going to have enough. As you can see, this at the moment is looking very prison-esque. It's not looking very good at all, but we are going to make it look fantastic. And so we now have all of the main pieces of wood in place. We're going to put a thing across the door here just to say, actually no, that's 1 too low. I'll take that out. And that wants to be there, there and there. And so that will mark where the entranceway is. And next we just need to put all of this thatch in. Now this thatch wraps around the edge here, stops there, and then wraps around the back here. And then we come down to actually down to this level here. And so if we come down, where are we? Here we are. And so you can see how this looks there. And so if I put the camera just there, we'll be able to place in these bits as well. And then it builds us a nice little ramp up, so we can put these bits on. And then it comes up to there. And so it forms this really nice little bit. Let's bring that around. Sorry about the inertia. Just want to tab out. And so it brings this really nice, very low entrance down here. to the roof, and it brings the entire build. You can see the build is actually like 4 high, but when you put the roof on, it drops the entire build all the way down to ground level, and it means the inside seems so much bigger than it looks like on the outside. So I'm going to carry on putting this roof on. I might put it back into the time lapse here, and you can join me once this is finally finished. And so now, at the turning of the season, we have now finished at least the outside of this house here. I really like the design of these things. One of the problems we will have is that back behind here is going to be spawn central. All of this is not spawn proof yet, so we're going to have to do something about that. And I'm thinking probably putting oil lamps every so often around here, just to give a little bit of illumination around here. And if we took them up at this height rather than down on the floor, then it'll actually look like there's light spilling out from inside the building, rather than it just being kind of looking like it's been lit up deliberately on the underside of this. Now on the inside of this, I haven't actually done anything with it yet, apart from I've dug out the ground down to 2 layers below the main ground here, and I've brought down the maple logs, so it's actually 6 high in total all the way around here. And you can see what I mean, this looks quite big inside now compared to how it did before. But this building isn't actually supposed to look too big for what it is. This is going to be my kind of starter base and storage room to start the season off with. I am going to need a little bit more. Let's see. Ooh, I've actually turned all of my spare maple wood into slabs here, because that's the next thing we're going to want to do. Because I need another piece of maple wood there, and I need some more maple wood just to come down from the ceiling here down to the ground as a central column. But with this here, we actually want to, with these slabs, we want to build the entranceway. So let's see, that there, and that there. In fact, whilst I'm using the slabs, I'm going to turn, let's see, pconfig enabled. This is VS HUD, a client-side mod called VS HUD, and it brings up this preview of where you're going to place. And I do this when I'm placing slabs because it saves me durability on my axe. So if we get all of these placed in down to the ground here, and then pretty much all of this is going to be slabbed out on the bottom here, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space around the edge because I want to add in some cob around the edge here. and so I'm just thinking where they need to be. I might... No, I'll leave that as that. So if we come out, let's have a look at what we need for cob. I believe it is hay, grass, and soil. So if we press H, we can look for cob. Yeah, there's any type of soil or grass with some dry grass as well. So if we use the lasts of this iron shovel, just here, just grab a little bit. Now, a lot of this I've taken out. I've taken out a huge amount of land here. We will be using the soil, and also I will be putting some of this soil back in place. I don't want it to just be a flat, completely flat area. I do want some little mounds and stuff, and some buildings raised up a bit, some buildings lowered down a bit. But I always find it's best to just make a blank canvas first, put the buildings in place, and then build up the landscape around it. It's something I've been watching Good Times with Scar recently quite a lot. If you haven't seen his videos on Minecraft, he is an incredible builder, and I take a huge amount of my inspiration from Scar. I'm nowhere near as good as him. I would never ever claim to be, but it's just some of the theory that he puts behind his builds. And one of the things he said recently in one of his videos is there's 3 parts to any build, and without any of those 3 parts, like if you have a build with just 2 of them, then it's not really a full build. You have your infrastructure, so the build itself, what you're building, so this house. And then the second part of it is you have the landscape, so all of the stuff around it, all of the what you're doing with the grasslands, with the hills, and with the ruins and everything around it. And then the third aspect is the human aspect, about how this build and the landscape actually work with each other. And so that could be stuff like the paths, making it look lived in, not just making it look like a house which has been built in creative mode or something, and like just dumped in a load of scenery. It's how you actually use the build whilst you're playing, and how the storyline and the lore fits around the build. And so I want to, all the time as I'm going through this series, I want to think about those 3 aspects, and not just leave a build out in the middle of nowhere just because I fancy building, and not just landscaping an area because it looks a bit ugly. But also not just putting lore in where it's not needed. So I want to try and marry all 3 different aspects in the builds that I do. And we're going to talk about that in a lot more detail as we build up more of this village which I'm making. You see, I'll still make mistakes even if I do put that in. I'll put the preview on. There we go. But it's going to be a while before we actually gather up enough resources, especially because it's in winter time now. Now, wintertime looks beautiful, but one of the main things is you cannot grow trees during winter. And so we're going to have the problem that the maple wood we need, we're actually going to have to go out and collect, rather than build a tree farm, because the trees just are not going to grow. So I think I'm going to carry on in the dark here, putting all of these slabs in, because I am making mistakes whilst I'm giving commentary, just there, like that. And that is going to take just that little bit of durability off my axe. But the more times I make mistakes, the less my axe is going to last. So the floor is now in place, and it's very, very dark in here. It's coming up to night time now. So I want to put the gate in to start. So we place 2 of these on either side. I also want 2 of these just here, and these will be for lanterns eventually. But I think we can make some oil lamps as well and put those on to start with. And then we have a gate to go in the centre there. I'm going to use these gates to for the entrances to most of the houses, because I want a nice open area to be able to come into the house. I want plenty of natural light to enter this house when it is daytime. I mean, this is literally just to stop mobs actually entering the place during nighttime. That's all we need. We don't really need a big kind of solid door. Now, some of the builds will actually have double doors, but if you place just a normal door on this, it looks very, very, I suppose, prison-esque, I suppose. It just doesn't look right. It seems too bold and too locked down. These houses are supposed to be quite open and very natural, and the door just doesn't seem to work with it. Usually they wouldn't actually have a door, or they would have a very small door, say only about 4.5, 5 foot tall, rather than kind of the 6 foot doors that we're used to now. So it doesn't really work that well. But we have inside, I also have gone out to get some more maple logs, and I believe we're going to have enough here. So let's have a look where this wants to be. That wants to be right underneath me now. So we can cut this bit out. There. And now we're going to have to pillar up in order to be able to pillar down. And then bring this down there. And now we can pillar back down. And 1, 2, and 3. Drop down. There, there, and there. Okay. So that is this house done. We're actually going to swap this over for the torch. And then the lantern can go in this building, lighting up here. If we take the torch off, you'll be able to see that does give enough light in here to make this really nice. Now the only spawnable bits in here at the moment are the side walls here on this cob, and also on this step here. So what I might actually do is chisel this step down just a little bit so that it's no longer spawnable. And then we're going to be placing chests and stuff all over here. Maybe a couple of beds, a nice little table with some seashells and stuff on. And also to be able to get more light into here, I want to come out for a moment, placing this in my offhand. I want to come through on the underneath here. I want to find this bit here. I want to cut this out. And then we can come back inside. And then this will be just a little window. Just there. And then we can do the same. We want to be there. We have wolves around. I have killed a few wolves already. I'm not too worried about them, but I don't have my gambeson yet. We do still have to be a bit careful. If we can lure them to the water, they're fairly easy to kill. But otherwise, yeah, they can be fairly deadly. So there we have some natural light incoming during the daytime. It's right down at ground level. And so if we have a look on the outside of here. Keep my sword in my main hand now. Then we can see the windows are almost completely hidden by the grass in there. On this side. What's it like? Yeah, we can just see the window there. But it does mean that a little bit of light will spill out from inside the house as well. And once we get the lighting on the underneath of here to make this spawn proof, then it'll be even nicer. So as the snow falls down and the land turns frosty white, that is where we're going to leave this episode for today. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will. See you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.